So we've got another set of videos here to review. This one's coming from a mock meet. First up, obviously watching the squat. So 130 kilos, single at a 10. So let's watch that again. You come out of the hole quite well. You've got a pretty good bottom position as well. No big complaints there from me. The problem looks like it comes almost from balance, and you've got this strange sort of twist that happens when you get about halfway up. My question for you is, do you have any sort of unilateral imbalance? Is there a difference in the strength of your left leg versus your right leg? Is this a thing that happens to you on other sets, or is this kind of just a one-off weird circumstance? If it's just a one-off thing, then it's probably not worth worrying about. But if this is something that happens regularly, you probably want to work on fixing that. Work on staying in position, staying where you need to be, so that the bar doesn't do that windmill thing. If there's a left-right imbalance, it looks to me like you might be protecting the left side. Either the knee or the hip, I'm not quite sure. But, if there's something like that going on, it would be worthwhile to get it addressed. It doesn't seem, I think also once you get that addressed, then you're going to squat a lot heavier weights pretty rapidly. So it'll be worth your time. So moving on to the bench. Here we've got 100 kilos for a single at a 10 RPE. Couple things on this one. Make sure that you're pushing the bar all the way to the lockout. It looked like you maybe rushed it back into the hooks on that one, which we've all had these lifts that are huge struggles, and sometimes we try to get them back into the hooks early. It happens. At the same time, you try to limit that as much as you can. So my issues that I see with your bench are more than what we saw with your deadlift, or your squat rather. You don't seem to be nearly as tightly set up. Now, it looks like the floor is slippery, or at least your shoes maybe, and you've got a towel on the bench, which suggests that maybe the bench pad is slippery or narrow or both. So it could be related to the equipment, but the fact of the matter is that you're not as stable as you need to be in order to lift heavier weights. So make sure that you're pinching your shoulder blades together. You're using leg drive to create that stability throughout your torso. Now, the long pause work is going to help you with this bottom position. That bottom position is a little bit sloppy, and the descent is a little bit sloppy. So the super loading work is going to help you improve your composure on the descent. And the long pause work is going to help you improve your stability on the bottom. I think, accidentally follow a good bar path, because there's kind of this left-right wobble that you've got, which... Again, it's a max effort lift, so it's going to be a little bit ugly. But the bar path that you want to see is, you want to see this bar come back over your shoulders and then straight up, which we do end up seeing with you. It's just that it looks like a real struggle to get there, and I think if you go there a little bit more deliberately, then you would press that weight a little bit easier. I mean, it's still going to be a limit weight for you, but that's how it goes, So, the no lift videos are typically not super helpful for us, so I want to skip ahead to your deadlift here. So we're looking at 160 for a single at a 10, sumo deadlift again. Let you pull this and then make my commentary. You look like you get into a good starting position and then second guess yourself. like here, it looks like you're in a pretty good starting position, but then you make some adjustments and there's a little bit of trying to jerk the weight off the floor. Um, and if you watch the barbell, if you watch the barbell itself, you see that you're kind of jerking the slack out of the bar. So watch this time as you start to apply force to the bar. You see how it jerks and it probably makes a sound. What you want to do is generate tension and pull that slack out of the barbell just a little bit while you're getting yourself set up. So this is 160 kilos, so you want to put like 80 kilos of pressure on the bar, just so that you get all the slack out of it and that you're able to get into a good tight starting position. And so when you assume this position, you've got all the slack out of the bar and you can start the pull and the bar goes up. And we see what happens with you. You're not pulling the slack out of the bar. So when you do initiate the pull, you see right there, you've kind of jarred yourself out of a good position. So I think if you pull the slack out of the bar, the other cue that I would give you is to really pull with your lats, really pull your shoulder blades down into your back pockets. If you do that, if you kind of really contract this down, you're going to be able to maintain your position a lot better. So overall, these are pretty good. You do have some technical errors, some things that you can work on. I'm looking forward to hearing more from you.